In this episode of Film Stock Reviews, I'm reviewing Season 1, Episode 7 of The Offer, titled Mr. Producer. Now, things are starting to get down to the wire in the nitty-gritty, and in this episode, 3 big scenes of The Godfather is shown. It's the opening scene with Marlon Brando as the Don, when he's petting a cat and people are paying him a visit during the day of his daughter's wedding. And the second scene is when Pacino's character Michael Corleone shoots McCluskey and Salazzo in the restaurant. And then we have the underlining story of the getting the horse head to look right. This episode was really good. It was intense. It was fun. Not only that, the dailies. And if you don't know what a dailies are, it's once you film something during the day, the studio sees it to see if they like what they're seeing and everything. And Charles doesn't like what he sees, and they go behind Ruddy and Evans' back and Coppola's back, and they say, oh, we can fix things, we got to get Pacino out of the way because he's not a good actor, he brings down the movie. Well, okay, all right, fine. So Coppola's still trying to figure out what's going on, and then Ruddy never catches a break. I'm telling you, this is one of the craziest characters I've seen on a show that can't catch a break in anything because, there's always trouble brewing somewhere. Not only that, Betty is in charge of the horse head, and it's interesting. It's an interesting episode. Robert Evans goes to the set of The Getaway where Ali MacGraw is filming, and it's in a sort of back and forth. Ali MacGraw kind of leaves Robert Evans because Robert Evans finds out that she's sleeping with the blonde, who is Steve McQueen. If you don't know The Getaway, it stars Steve McQueen and Ali MacGraw. It's a really interesting and fun movie. And, there are certain situations that happen on set where Albert and Robert talk about some of the, aspects of what's going on behind the scenes and everything. Robert Evans is so distraught about, his breakup with Ali MacGraw. He goes to a club and he brings Al along. Al meets this woman who is the designer of the club, and she comes to set, and basically Al and Coppola decide to film the restaurant scene where Michael shoots Salazzo and McCluskey, and Blue Dorn's there. So it's really interesting and really fun. The whole aspect of what's going on with Columbo is happening. Gambino doesn't like what's going on. And if you know the history of the Columbo family, with the Gambinos and Gallo, you know what happens. And Columbo does get shot. And it's really, if nobody expected it, it's like surprising. And the other interesting thing is that they get Lenny Montana to play Luca Brasi, who was actually a former wrestler and a sort of bodyguard for the Columbo family. And Lou Ferrigno plays Lenny Montana to a T. It's great. And Coppola's like, no, I want to film it like this because it's supposed to happen like this. It's great. And, in order to convince Blue Dorn that Pacino acting ability is good, he comes to set and watches the entire scene unfold. And it's great. It's fantastic. Seeing a scene within a scene, if that makes sense, is really fun. Seeing the actors from the so-called production Paramount there, but they're playing characters, and seeing them shoot The Godfather, it's really fun. Dan Fogler as Francis Ford Coppola is phenomenal. Miles Teller as Al Ruddy is great. Giovanni Ribisi as Columbo is even better. I mean, the dynamic that everybody has with this and what it takes to go into about the making and the production of a movie, especially The Godfather, is insane. I mean, listen, they're starting shooting The Godfather. Like I said in the beginning of this review, 3 scenes were done where we see people coming to the Don, we see the restaurant scene with Michael, McCluskey, and Salazzo, and we see the horsehead scene, or the setup for the horsehead scene. And evidently they did use a real horsehead because the prop didn't look real enough. So little anecdotes, facts of what's going in here and there, and it shows what goes on behind the scenes of making a movie. I mean, everybody out there's like, oh yeah, we can make movies. No, there's a lot that goes into the movie. Not only the director and the screenwriter, but the producer and the executive producer, and the heads of the production company. A lot goes into it. It's not an easy road. It's, you have to know how to work in this profession. And if you don't, then there's the door. But this episode was great. I loved it. I love this show, what it is, what it's doing. And we're getting an inside look of how certain things about The Godfather worked and what went into it. And it's fun. Like I said, there's only 3 episodes left. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 7, Mr. Producer of The Offer. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the story aspect? Did you expect and not expect certain things? And where do you see the show going from here? Let me know in the comment section below about the questions I just asked. And I'll see you guys in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week for my episode 8 review of The Offer.